What's up, guys? Mad Rambles, episode 39. 11 days away from half a century, what we're aiming for. So, as always, keys to improve on. Coming up with an idea, enthusiasm, video professionalism, going into detail when talking about topics, a video plan, being more seated and less off-putting by my movements, adding a title, and posting immediately rather than waiting, trying to show more urgency. Tomorrow is a Sunday, so tomorrow I will come up with two more things to elaborate on and to try correct and get better at in the coming week. Right, so today's episode is episode 39, and the title of today is Working Smart versus Hard. And within that, I'm going to talk about, is it necessary to work hard? Does working smart defeat the purpose? Should you seek both? The results of either. And as always, this is always my opinion. This is just what I feel through my experiences and watching other people and whatnot. So, is it necessary to work hard? And I say this because you always hear, work smart, not hard. Work smart, not hard. But I feel if you were to always work smart, you're kind of working easy or easier, right? That's the definition of smart, right? To make something easier for yourself. Now, does that defeat the whole purpose of discomfort? You're going into a place which is discomforting and you're wanting to push yourself so you can get the most out of it and that you can upgrade your mind the most, but you're working smart so you don't do that as much. And I think this is the problem in a lot of things. People don't necessarily think about the mental repercussions of what they do. And I used to do this as well, because I used to be like, alright, cool, work smart, not hard. And you'd cut a load of corners, or you would simplify a lot of stuff. But as a result, you didn't callous your mind as much. There's so much emphasis to get better. But you hear people like David Goggins on, why does he not work out with music? Right? Because it's easy, it's smart to work out with music. It gets you pumped up, it gets you that extra edge to keep pushing. But he's saying, I don't want that. Because when you take the music off, you're so used to working out with the music, you've got nothing to give now. But if you constantly work out without music, you have everything to give when it's without music. Because you're never used to having music. So you've upgraded yourself enough so that you can work out harder than everyone else with music, but without music. So by not working necessarily smart and having music in the background to sort of pump you up and give you that extra little boost, you've calloused your mind so that you've improved yourself over a longer time period. And I think a lot of people sort of skim over this and jump over this, when in reality it needs to be a thing that they focus on. A lot of people you see go, you know what, I'm going to lose some weight this week. So that they change their diet and they go, you know what, I'm going to lose more weight. So they implement a training regime, whether that's build strength, lose weight, lose fat, whatever it may be. But then they sort of fall back into the old habits that they have. And people do this with wanking as well. It's like, I'm on day 40 of no fat. And then they just fucking fall back. Why? Because they haven't calloused them on. They haven't changed their mentality. They just changed their actions. When the key to success, I've started to realize, is changing in here. Because you can be a hardworking person, but if you're not a person who's in here ready for success and done it through hardship, then you just won't A, feel like you're deserving of stuff, and B, you won't have upgraded yourself to the point where you could have done. And this goes into what I was talking about a few days ago when I was saying about how when you work hard and when you go through discomfort, right, you're doing so to not just improve your physical lifestyle, but also your mental. I've said this quite a few times. The ultimate goal, I feel like, is to improve your mental. It is to get it better in here, not necessarily just out here. and people aren't deserving of that success. Again, I talked about this a few days ago. People, that's why people have what I can't remember the exact name for the case, but it's like when you don't feel you're deserving of something. Imposter syndrome, that's it. You get like imposter syndrome, and that's because your expectations haven't met reality. Your expectations have exceeded reality, and that's, to me, is a result of working smart. And I'm not saying not work smart. See, this is the thing. I think, does working smart defeat the purpose? Ultimately, yes. Only if you don't work hard. So say you have 10 things to do, right? Well, if I work smart on 8 and I work hard on 2, then I can hone in and make sure the 2 are even better, or maybe do another 10. So you're doing 20. So you're actually doing more work just because you work smart. But still, your emphasis and energy is still the same, right? You're still working as hard, you're just doing more stuff through working smart. So I think that's where working smart is important and imperative to success, to move faster than anybody else around you. It's like using AI, right? You want to create some free value for whatever, for some email copy, so you use AI to create it. So then you can practice more on the email copy, right? Instead of trying to spend all that time on AI, so I'm creating that ebook, and then half the time on the actual email copy. So the email copy shit and the value is shit. When now, because you use AI for the value is great, but now because you've had all this time to practice email copy, the email copy is also great. But at the end of the day, you've still worked hard. And I think a lot of people use the I've worked smart as an excuse to be lazy. And I think a lot of people are like, oh, well, I work smarter on this little bit, so now I don't have to really work. And I see this all the fucking time. You see this in school and everything. People are like, oh, I didn't need to do that. Do this 5-hour piece of work. I did in like 45 minutes. Cool. So now the next 4 hours, 15, I can chill and go on my phone. When in reality, what they should have done is still worked hard. But a lot of people don't sort of do that. They seem to think, all right, you got hard work. How can we simplify it and work smart? Okay, cool. Now we've worked smart. Let's stop. When in reality, you still have to work hard. So you have to go, all right, cool, got this hard work. How can I simplify it and make it work smarter? All right, cool, simplify it, work smart. Now, how can I work hard still? Right, and then simplify that and keep going and keep going and keep going. So I think, in essence, you should seek both. You should seek both. You should seek hard work. Make sure you're working hard. Because when you're not, you haven't begun to callous your mind, and then you get certain imposter syndrome. You don't feel worthy of stuff, and then you don't have that value in yourself because you haven't cheated, but you've taken shortcuts, or you've minimized what you could have achieved, whether that's physically or mentally. And people need to, and I've realized this in my life, and I try to do it every single day, and that's trying to improve mentally, and push yourself mentally, and focus on the mental push, and trying to develop a mind that's capable of doing whatever I want to do, right? And it's even in anything, like, do for these videos, I'm busy, like I can barely have time to do it, but I'm gonna sit down purely because I said, and I'm gonna say, all right, cool. Fuck it, I'm a person that is consistent. Right? I'm a person that is consistent. I'm a person that is consistent. I'm a person that is consistent. And I train my subconscious to think that. And I shut up and do these videos. And then when I look back, I think, well, I am a person that is consistent. Because look at all the consistent things I've done. So you can't sit there and be like, oh, I'm not. Because the proof's in the pudding, man. You fucking are. But that comes through working hard. That comes through hard fucking work and seeking hard. And I think ultimately, smart work is just a tool to work even harder. Hard work is the ultimate goal. And people think work smarter, not harder. No, do both. Make sure you're working smart and make sure you're working hard. Alright? Because ultimately, the smart work will get you further in life. The hard work will change your life. And I truly believe that from what I've seen other people, from people who are widely more successful than me, which is what this channel is about, trying to utilize what's out there for me to sort of take it in, express my viewpoints and opinions, and see if anyone agrees with me. And if anyone can learn anything, beautiful. If I can learn something as well, beautiful. And also just talk through my opinions and viewpoints so that I can sort of lay them out so I can see them as well. And yeah, It has been Working Smart versus Working Hard, episode 39. I've been Keenan. Peace, 10 minutes.